Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's jump right to it with our guest today. First question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Akina, and I am the founder and CEO of one of the larger financial education companies. So we work with middle-class families, teaching them the things that they should have learned in school about money that we didn't, right? And that's where we get into trouble. So we're a huge believer, and I am personally in personal finance and financial education. That's our thing.
Well, that's great. And I joke sometimes because even if we were supposed to learn it in high school, if we were supposed to take a class or something, we don't remember anyway. And so your service is very valuable. That's great. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
You know, I love people. I'm a people person. So that's number 1 for me, is just being able to communicate with people and work with them. But I love the energy that I get. I love the energy. In our line of work, we feel like we're saving families, from the stresses of finances and from divorce and all these things. So we are more of like a mission-driven organization, and so those are the kind of people we attract to our organization. And with that, we do a lot of inspirational things that drives us. Those are the things that really drives deep in our heart, which is where we come from, is our heart.
That's a great approach, and I like how you're mission driven and really looking beyond just how can we make money, but how can we change lives and change families. I think that's fantastic. Great. That's great. Question number 3. I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I see that with some of our people, and I hear that from other friends of mine that run businesses. So part of what we do is we're big on culture. So I was born and raised in Hawaii, and there's a lot of culture. And so I use that in building the foundation of my company. And really, if you've ever been to Hawaii, and for those of you that are watching, you probably been to Hawaii. And if you have, you feel something special, something different, right, about Hawaii. We call that the aloha spirit. And I just simply, because I'm not the smartest guy, so I said aloha spirit works for everybody around the world. So why don't I put some of that aloha spirit into my company culture and organization? And we've done that, and it's built a collaboration. It's built a mission around having that aloha spirit that really I think has led us to success. And we were Hawaii's second company to ever make the Inc. 500 list, which was really cool. And we did it with no advertising, all word of mouth.
Wow.
All word of mouth. Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's a great accomplishment.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I like that aloha spirit. We can use a little more of that everywhere in the world right now.
Especially nowadays.
That's right. So, very good. Question number 4. What other piece of advice would you offer to leaders of teams?
I think really getting clear on your vision. What is your vision? What do you really want to do at the end of the day? And to me, it's not about the money, right? It's doing something special to change people's lives, and the money just comes, right? I found this in my own life. When I try to focus on, well, we got to make money to make this pay or this do this, it doesn't seem to go right. But when you're focused on your mission and the vision of, in our case, saving families, you seem to get over the issues. The little issues, they stay little. They don't get big because we're focused on the bigger picture, which is saving this family or saving thousands of families. And so for us, that's been a huge help. And I think, as leaders out there, you just get crystal clear on what your vision is, and just keep at it. Keep at it.
Great advice about vision setting and expectations. That's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Question number 5. What other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
So I have an older gentleman. His name is Uncle Merle that has been with us. When I started my company almost 18 years ago, he was the first person I talked to that was on my island about what I'm doing. I was like, I'm putting together financial courses to help families, and we really want to help them to get organized, get out of debt quickly, and get on to buying their first house or investment. And he took to it, and he said, I love it, Alan. Come over to my house and you can do a presentation. I'll bring my family. You can share with everyone. So he exemplified that aloha spirit to me, which allowed us to get a start. And he's still with me today. He's an old school gentleman. We call him the silver fox. He's silver hair. And he's just been great, just good wisdom, and I appreciate him because he's been there from day 1 to day 18. Yeah, Uncle Merle. His name is Uncle Merle. What a great guy.
Uncle Merle. Well, thank you for recognizing him. Obviously, someone who's had a great influence in your life. Question number 6. Tell us about your first job.
So 2 things come to mind. So my first real job was when I was in high school. I worked at McDonald's. I was a cook at McDonald's, and my big goal was to be able to work the drive-through and wear the headphones and talk, and you got to do the cash register and order and like boss people around. But that was hard. I never made it. It was always the girls that got that job. The girls got hired for that. I had to stay in the back and keep my butt cooking. And I would get burned from searing all those hamburgers. Back then we had to sear it by hand and all the oil all over me. So yeah, that was my first job, my first failure. I never made it to the drive-through, right? So now my last job, if we got a minute for that, my last job was I was the lifeguard for the surf class where I went to college. I went to school in my hometown, BYU, Hawaii, and I was a lifeguard. That was my last job before I became an entrepreneur.
Or you did the entrepreneur route.
So yeah, first and last, and then went into the entrepreneurship world. So
never looked back.
Never looked back after that. Yeah,
that's awesome, Alan. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
Very simple. Our website is 101financial.com. The number is 101financial.com. And then if you want to email me personally, my email is Alan, ALAN, at 101financial.com, or look me up on LinkedIn. I'm sure a lot of you are on LinkedIn. It's just Alan Akina 101 on LinkedIn, and be happy to connect with you.
Great. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks so much for joining us today, and have a great day.